Hello, my audience. I'm reviewing Spider-Man with trilogy with Tom Holland's Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming. I give Spider-Man Homecoming a 6 out of 10. If time, I would do the other two sequels to the Homecoming trilogy, and I give Spider-Man 1 with Tom Holland's a 6 out of 10 for mediocre. That's the one with the Vulture, played by Michael Keaton. Plays the villain, the Vulture. And I think that's another step because nothing matters in this movie, and it adds up to a zero character development for Spider-Man, blah blah blah. Nothing really seems to matter in this movie that character grows from. And on to the sequel, Far From Home, known as Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, once again, has the same problem. He doesn't seem like he's able to solve the action, plot threads, twists and turns, jokes thrown in the movie. Nothing seems like it adds up to much of a development for Spider-Man to mature him into adulthood. And same can be said for the third one again, even when his Aunt May gets killed. And he's sad by the end of the movie, but he doesn't. I don't know what. He seems to be quiet in the end of the movie, but we don't see any dialogue coming from at the end of the movie, so we don't know what kind of growth he went through. He went for become a better hero, went out to become a better hero, be less selfish, and become more friendly with Spider-Man World. He became more of a shittier version of himself, like in the modern comics. That brand new day started with the modern run. Maybe it's the latter of the bad outcome. I wouldn't be surprised that's where the drawing inspiration for Spider-Man behavior in the fourth one coming. We'll see. That's why the trilogy gets a 6 out of 10, all three installments. Each one gets a 6 out of 10. Spider-Man Far From Home gets a 6 out of 10. Spider-Man No Way Home gets a 6 out of 10, which is the multiverse event. Facing villains and team with versions of himself. And Mysterio's the villain of the sequel. First sequel, Spider-Man 2, and gets killed off in the movie. Was a drone attack that Spider-Man dodged, but ended up shooting Mysterio instead. But yeah, so okay. Yeah. Oh, and also Daredevil makes a cameo in the third one. Matt Murdock, played by Charlie Cox from the Daredevil series. In Daredevil Born Again, he played Daredevil. But he doesn't suit up. He just clears Spider-Man out of all of his troubles with his with him being a wanted fugitive and his public being out. And that was the cliffhanger what the first cliffhanger with Spider-Man movie ended on. Ending like a cliff note where it could go, and they just went nowhere in this the sequel, third one. And because that's not what the third one was going to be about. Well, I hear it was originally, but they changed to a multiverse event. So tomato, I guess. Doesn't matter, and nothing matters. I feel sad that we got rid of Andrew Garfield for this Spider-Man. This trilogy sucks. It feels like a bad parody joke of Spider-Man ideas. Version of Spider-Man for this run. This really does suck because I feel like no matter what they did in the movie, it never knew how to add these movies up into a trilogy that feels like character growth for Spider-Man for any of them for the trilogy. Like like they connect, they do a good job of connecting the stories together, but they don't do a good job making him feel like he has natural progression as a character. And he doesn't feel like he's really have had any progression in this trilogy, actually. He just kind of stays the same. And that's kind of the problem. He doesn't become a better hero, like he's known for being a better hero than this in the comics. And he's not and he doesn't have struggle with his keeping his legs stable as Peter Parker either. He doesn't struggle with that, like in the comics, like the good comics with him. We know from before. They screwed everything up with the modern era of Spider-Man, with the Brand New Day run after One More Day happened, and kind of had everyone turn on Spider-Man in media comics on 616. In the comic book universe, 616. And this Spider-Man sucks more than that Spider-Man now these days. I honestly think that this is the least interesting version of Spider-Man since the 70s show that we launched in America. Lasted for one season, I think. Or 2 seasons. I'm not very sure if I'm get that correct. 1 or 2 seasons it lasted for. I'm monitoring that show, which is worse, this or that show. I'm stumped. You know something? When I'm hearing myself talk, I want to give this a 2 out of 10. All installments of Spider-Man run with Holland's. Because, look, if I have to give Spider-Man 2002 a 2 out of 10, and 2002 Spider-Man movie titled Spider-Man 2 with Maguire a 2 out of 10, and the first one a 2 out of 10, Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man from early 2000s 2 out of 10, and I have given those 2 out of 10. If I given these 2 out of those, since I given those 2 out of 10, I feel like I'm obligated to give these movies 2 out of 10 because see Maguire's Spider-Man 2 in a better light. And I think that was the worst Spider-Man movie in his era. In terms of story, continuing the story and shit, and bullshit writing. So I think I want to give Holland's Spider-Man trilogy a 2 out of 10. Yeah, that seems more justifiable. That's why Homecoming, Far From Home 2, and the third one, Spider-Man No Way Home, all get a 2 out of 10. A 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Each one gets a 2 out of 10 because they suck. Mediocre horseshit. They suck. They just suck. They really suck. This is the worst run you ever do with Spider-Man, the worst version of Spider-Man you could write for the big screen because he's just so lame. More than Drake Bell's spoof version of Spider-Man with that one superhero movie in live action he played, a spoof version of Spider-Man. The whole character was more interesting than Holland's Spider-Man. The spoof version of Spider-Man Bell played from superhero movie from the early 2000s came out, I think, or the late 2000s, or mid 2000s, one of those era, the 2000s. This trilogy just sucked. And that's my review on Tom Holland's Spider-Man trilogy, and why I give each one a 2 out of 10. Like this video, subscribe. Goodbye. See you next video.